On Saturday morning, I woke up at 5:30, and as soon as the sun crested, made sure everybody woke up to the sound of the impact running. We are at Pittsburgh International Raceway in Wampum, Pennsylvania. We are here for the American Endurance Racing 88 Enduro. Hi, my name is Mike. My role in the AER race was crew chief and fueler.
Endurance racing is really the ultimate challenge. It's really interesting to battle a track and other cars for not just 40 minutes, but for several hours. I'm Ben Hirsch. I'm a driver and one of the owners of HC Autosport. This year we completely rebuilt the car from ground up to make it faster. So there's a few kinks here and there that we're still working out in terms of setup and the engine.
For me, I rebuilt the engine, the stock engine that was in the car, took it down to the block, got the block honed, machined, and everything from there on. I'm Prasanita. I was the race engineer and powertrain engineer for the race at AER. Endurance racing is a lot of fun. It's basically 16 hours of adrenaline throughout. There's definitely a lot more engineering and a lot more group involvement, and to really test your car and your ability to pull through those 16 hours is what gets me into endurance racing.
As a privateer, it combines my two automotive loves of driving and also engineering. You have to build a car that can handle hour after hour of full throttle competition before you even get that reward of being able to drive the car. But you do get that. You get the thrill both of going fast in the car and then also competing against other drivers. Hi, I'm Kyle Garvin, and I was one of the two drivers with HC Autosport for the PittRace AER, also the in-house team fabricator.
At one time, he left a drive shaft loose for me. Maybe it was earlier that he got pissed at me, and he's like, I kind of want to kill him today. And then he was like, you know, nah, like maybe that's not such a good idea. And then he thought about it, and he's like, oh fuck, he's leaving.
If I had to change something in the gear...
Later, Friday afternoon, we had our qualifying session, and that was when we really dropped the hammer and we tried to get the fastest time out of the car.
13th overall. We're first in class 3. All Beamers.
We're first in class 3.
All BMWs.
Yeah, up top, buddy. Look at that.
Oh,
Yeah.
and just so you know, we just fuel test. 25 seconds per jug. So you got to speed your ass up.
Okay, I am all over it. I'm gonna adjust the harness so that my short ass can actually fit in the car. And I think you have oil systems to un-oily on the outside.
Fuckery.
Yeah, the oil needs to stay in the engine.
After driving 30 for the first time, I was a lot less anxious, really. In 6 months, working with the whole HC Autosport team, building the car up, definitely some worries coming in about damaging what we worked so hard to build. There's also trying to make sure that I'm getting everything out of the car and I'm on pace with Ben for qualifying. So a lot of pressure, but once you start getting the car's talking to you, and you just need to listen and trust yourself as a driver, and everything will be okay. So we realized from Friday that we really need to make some adjustments to the harness to make sure that both Ben, who's 6'2", and myself, 5'6", both fit in the car and both feel comfortable.
Let's get the car up on jack stands, wheels off,
Get you on jack stands.
and because we got work to do, right? We got rear stay bar to change, settings,
We still were battling a few minor oil leaks, so we took out the grommets that go around the valve cover, or in the center of the valve cover, RTV'd them to try to slow the oil leaks down.
So after the Friday qualifying session was done, we made some quick notes, did a short debrief, talked about what we wanted to do to the car before the Saturday race, and at that time AER allows for a track walk.
you can see some people's wheels have like been here. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful curve. I'm in love. I'm gonna take it all. So after walking the track today, definitely picked up on a few pointers, some corners that could really lay apex and carry more speed out. This track is really deceptively challenging. There's a lot of really tough corners, ton of elevation, but it also makes it a fun track and it's rewarding. The track walk is, I mean, it's the way to go, right? You see texture, you see where the marbles are lining up on the outside of the corners, so you know it might look like a good line, but there's no grip there. So tomorrow's Saturday, and that is our first race of the weekend. It's an 8-hour enduro. It's gonna be a battle all the way to the end, and we're hoping that by the end of the first race that we come away in first.
I have assigned tasks here. I will start the timer as a backup. Fueling will be Mike, which right now we're thinking it's gonna be 1 minute for each pit stop for fueling. And at the same time, Wembo, you will have the fire extinguisher.